Hey, welcome to day 26. Jesus once asked, "What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their very soul?" Now, by all accounts, with what we read yesterday, as Jesus is riding into Jerusalem, this city itself, it was the epicenter of the Jewish world. It had been since the day that the temple was very first built. And on this day of Jesus' arrival, it would have been bustling with activity. Pilgrims would have been pouring in from all over the place for the Jewish Passover festival. It was a city with a rich history of power attached to it. It was base camp for Jewish religious leaders who enforced power over the people. And even with the occupation of Rome, this city was still a power player in their world. It had gained so much, and yet it had lost its soul. And when a soul is lost, destruction always looms. Jesus looks over this city and he sees the destruction coming. See, there's a dilemma that we face, or that we all face at some point in our lives, and it's the dilemma of enough. We tell ourselves that once we have enough, we'll be satisfied and we can focus on the other things, on the more important things. That once we have enough, we can focus on our family, we can focus on our friends, we can focus on our faith. But deep down, we know a discomforting truth. And that truth is that enough will never be enough. Now, I'm not just talking about material possessions. I'm talking about power. I'm talking about influence, that enough of it will never be enough. And we love to tell ourselves that we're different than everyone around us, or that we'll be different than everyone around us, that we don't need all of the things. We don't need all of the power. We don't need all of the influence. We just need a little bit more. And then we will be unlike so many who have come before and so many who are around us now. Then we will have enough. But do we ever really get there? As Jesus looks out on the city, he knows that gaining the world always sacrifices the soul. But there is a sacrifice that wins back the soul, that gains back the soul. It started with his sacrifice, and it continues with our sacrifice when we pick up our cross, when we are, in the words of Paul, crucified with Christ in order to live. Today, I'm going to give you some extra time, and I'm going to encourage you to take some time and look inward and just ask the question, or the questions, is your soul at risk today? How much more of the world, how much more of enough have you decided that you need to gain in order to have enough? I'm going to tell you right now, you'll never get there. But through Easter, Christ provided a way to have enough without having more. And he gives it to us freely. For tomorrow, I invite you to read Mark 11:15 through 18 and John 2:14 through 16. Again, that's Mark 11:15 through 18 and John 2:14 through 16. And as you read that, continue to look inside and continue to ask God, is my soul at risk today? I'll see you tomorrow.